Hello, and welcome back to Dragon Quest VII, 3DS version. Okay. I was thinking grinding on a couple more levels before I do this video, but since I just literally just 10 minutes ago, just uploaded the last remaining video I had already pre-recorded for this series, well, kind of ran out of time for that idea. I at least gotta make an effort to beat the next boss. Whether I actually succeed or it ends up like the first attempt at Stetesh the Punisher earlier in this series, where I end up the one being, or my party anyway, ends up being the ones killed. I mean, I could barely beat some of these common enemies around here, so yeah. Takes like 2 or 3 rounds just to beat some of these common enemies around here. So if that's going to be the case, yeah, I can about imagine what the next major story boss is going to be like. But oh well. Besides that, to be honest, I love grinding in RPGs. Anybody that's seen these playthroughs knows that by now. But even my grinding obsession has its limits. Well, maybe you shouldn't say obsession. Obsession is a strong word, but yeah. Even my love for grinding has its limits. Yeah. And to be honest, the last couple times I've said here grinding in this area, yeah, I am kind of getting tired of seeing the same enemies all the time. I am kind of ready to at least try to move on to the next area, so yeah. Anyways, not much you can do here, except for just like in the last few towns in this area, spend the night at the inn. Oops, wrong button. Half price, huh? Okay. Yep, here we go again. It's exactly what happened in the last 2 towns. Something weird is going on here. We get here, the town is still quite populated. We spend the night at their inn, and at some point during the night, everybody disappears. Twice now. And now from the sound of it, it's about to happen for a 3rd time. What the hell is going on here? Oh. That explains it. Yeah. At least this time we finally get an explanation as to what the hell is. What the hell? Sort of. I mean, we see he's doing. Where is he warping them to, and why? What is he? Some kind of. What is he? What's he going to do with them? Is he some kind of vampire or something? Ah! Okay. Now, well, as stupid as this sounds, I guess the only way we're going to get to the bottom of this is to join them. Don't know where this portal is going to lead to, but I mean, this portal could lead to into the center of a lion cage, for all we know. Maybe that's where he warped them all to feed his pets you know. Ah! Obviously, that's not the case now, and that joke kind of falls flat now. Okay, now, seriously, was I supposed to take that stairway that was in that room, or oh well, I don't think so. I think that's a dead end, if I remember this area correctly. Oh, don't start that. Oh yeah? Uh, have it your way. Well, that didn't do much good. Oh, great. If he keeps this up, this battle's going to... Yeah. Yeah, see what I mean about how long even common enemies? Oh well. God damn it, game. I took what? 5 steps, if even? What the hell was that? Waving his arms like he thinks they're wings and he's going to start taking flight. Really? Seriously, what the hell was it? Dude, I don't think you're going to fly. Okay, now. Go away. I really wish the repel spell, or holy protection as they call it in recent games, I really wish that worked in dungeon, not just on the world map. I mean, I heard, never really tested the theory, but have heard that it does work in dungeons in some of the newer games, well, remakes in those counts, like the recent last November's HD 2D remake of Dragon Quest III. I've heard the Holy Protection spell actually works in dungeons in that game. Again, granted, I've never tested the theory myself, but I know in all these older games it doesn't. Not really. Oh no, that's just gonna take me back down before I. Yeah. These guys. Okay, no, they're not the same enemy. They look like it. They look like the Rectors or whatever they were called. You know, longtime Dragon Quest fans. The guy that was in the cellar in Middenhall Castle in Dragon Quest II that you had to beat to get the lightning staff. Graphically, that's who they are, even though the names don't match. No, not there. Oh yeah, okay. So I guess I did go the right way. I couldn't have come out that way until just now when I unlocked that gate anyways. See, do I drop down here? Yep. Okay, what's this? Wait a minute, I thought this was in the future or the present. What? Okay, he's not. Okay, I guess never mind. I don't remember there being any slimes here. Well, spoiler for the next video or two, but until we come back to this area in the present time. So when I saw that for a second there, I was like, huh? Wait a minute. All right. Oh, God, those guys. Wait, I didn't want to leave the tower entirely. Okay, still got those. Oh, wait. Is there anything else over here? Since they let us leave the tower? No, looking at it from the world map view, no, it don't look like there is. Okay. How did we get over here? I mean, that warp, I guess, obviously, but... I mean, it's not like we could suddenly swim now and we just swam over here. Heaven forbid, that'd make too much sense for video game logic to catch up with. I mean, come on, how many times have I been over it in these videos? The all too common, you can walk on lava with only 1 hit point of damage per step. But water, oh no, you can't get anywhere near that stuff. That stuff is lethal. You die on contact like Link in Zelda 2 Adventure of Link. The second you touch water, you die. Yeah. Lava? You just get hurt a little bit. You can heal up the next time you get to an inn. Yeah. Me thinks it's a bit backwards, as I've said a dozen hundred times already by now, but... So, just point being this time, obviously we did not swim out here since this is a video game, and in most video games you cannot do that. You can walk in lava, but you can't... Anyways, point made. Okay. Do I want... Admittedly lost here. Okay, that's where I came in from. The portal is still there. Unlike the first time we used one of those portals from the shrine. Well, we didn't come from the Shrine of Mysteries, but where the portal wasn't reopened until after we did what we had to do there. Back in, what was that, Ballymaloy or whatever, that first town at the very first time we warped anywhere. Where we had to get that rainbow rock from the underground mines to help that kid's father handle it. And then once we did, he joined us in ridding the nearby tower of monsters to that area. Once you warped there was no going back until after you did all that. Why, I don't know. I don't want to go, if I remember right, I don't want to go up. Oh, yeah, I do. The next story sequence is on the upper floors for now. Go away, I don't want to fight you. How do I get... Oh, okay, I see. There's another opening over here. I was going to say, how do I get over here to the stairway? Yeah, okay, here we go. People! Okay. Come on. Better. Escape from what? Okay, well, they're all okay. If you could call being stuck in some tower okay, I get. They're not injured or dead. Still don't know what they're here for. Why that goofy old guy brought them here. Could this be? Sounds German. Heindreich. Well, I don't know, but it is a tower. And yes, if story memory serves, that is the name of this tower. Me neither. Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, he was standing right there watching you guys all step into the portal. Uh-huh. He says that now. But I bet if I could go back and watch my pre-recorded footage of earlier in this segment and find that guy and see what he said before, I bet you he sang a different tune about this old guy before this happened. Yeah. He always knew. No, yeah, He says that now. I bet you before this happened, he was one of the many people in town that are saying, oh, the old guy is so cool. Go see him, blah, blah. Yeah. Uh-huh. I mean, granted, in his defense, stuff like this happening can tend to change a person's mind about you, you know. They know that you're the one that, hey, there he is. And I used to like you. Yeah. You jerk. Yeah. Okay, are these people? No, I guess they don't. Guess they really don't have anything useful to say. Just complaining. I mean, granted, I'd be complaining if I were them too, but still, even so, doesn't mean I want to hear it. Okay, can I go forward up here? No, not that way. Wait, this way. Yeah. Old Man Riffer. Yeah, okay, that's what they're calling the old guy. Of course, as I hinted at a couple times already in this sequence, by the time we leave this tower, we'll have found out who that old man is. Someone we have seen before. Just, he was a bit younger the last time we saw him. Okay, gotta find another way into there. Oh no, get away from the... Okay, game. The all too common needing to save some MP for bosses. So I don't know if there's... Actually, I gotta wait. Now that I think better of that, I got a ways to go before I actually get to the boss. I don't think there's a boss on this tower. Not that I can remember anyways. There might be, but the main boss that I'm always thinking of isn't on this tower, but elsewhere in this area. So yeah. And yeah, if I'm also further, so if I'm remembering correctly, there's some potentially annoying puzzle in the dungeon that boss actually is found in that I had to get through before. Yeah, so yeah, it actually might be 2 or 3 videos before I actually get to that boss that I'm so, you know, constantly thinking about, worried about not being able to beat. Probably more than needs be. I'm probably over exaggerating this whole thing, but yeah. Take that. Overkill. Since he wasn't defending, a standard boom spell probably would have been suffice for that, but yeah. Okay, now where? Oh yeah, okay, gotta go in this way. It's a frickin' maze, sort of. A very easy to figure out one, but still. Get out of my face, turtle boy. Actually, before I go up there, or down, yeah, before I go that way, hit this switch to open that. If I'm thinking correctly, that's going to be a very convenient shortcut later. Well, not too much of one, but still. There he is. Push him over the side. I mean, okay, fine. Be that way, game. Make us walk around. Turd. Ever heard of shortcuts? Okay. What? Dude. Okay, you've got some explaining to do, mister. Why did you bring us all here? Especially everybody else, who I'm quite sure were happy at their, where they were, at home. Yes, we actually have. We just haven't realized when and where. I mean, the game tells you where, but like so many cases, they never tell you when, or better put, how much time has passed since then. For us, or for them, well, for us it's instantaneous, but for them, since time travel is involved, for us the gap was just a couple seconds, or maybe a couple minutes, but what begin? What are we looking at? Oh, raining. So what? You think they can't get wet? I mean, we can't swim in video games, so yeah, I guess that's the reason we can't get wet either. Since rain is water, the stuff you'd be swimming through, duh. Yeah. So yeah, naturally people can't get wet in video games, so yeah, I guess it makes sense that he brought us here. I'm joking, of course, but there's the boss I was talking about. many times over through this segment. Again, I'm probably over-exaggerating how difficult, potentially speaking, that boss battle is going to be when I get that far, but... Oh. Trying to flood everybody out, huh? Huh. Since when? He didn't say anything about any gift of foresight the last time we saw him. No matter how many times you went out of your way to talk to him unnecessarily. This must have all been something that came up since then. However long that gap in time has been, from the last time we saw him to now. Core You're not Yangus, and this isn't Dragon Quest VIII. That's the next game. Or the next game in sequential order for this series. Not necessarily the next game I'll be playing. I mean, the next game I'll be playing has already been pretty much set. An old Tecmo-made RPG, Secret of the Stars. I've already done like 7 or 8 videos for that series. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Go blimey, Granddad! Often repeated attempts at comedy in Dragon Quest VIII. That like any comedy, funny as hell the first couple times you see it, but the more it gets repeated, it's like I've heard this one before. Yeah, okay. Not so funny anymore. Yeah. Grashos, however you pronounce that word. Yeah, the name of the main boss of this whole sequence. The one that I remember last time I played through this part. Being a tad bit annoying. And again, for the gajillionth time. I had all 3 party members fully mastered Sage class with 3 kaboom in. And even then, granted, it went faster with 3 kaboom spells, but still. And speaking of that, by the way, there is somebody that's posting comments on these videos talking about how he did so much at such an early level. With all due respect, I wish he would stop doing that. Yes, I know. You can speed run the game. Big deal. I'm not impressed, dude. I mean, I like the fact that you like my videos. I shouldn't sound like too much of an asshole. But seriously, I am not, capital N, capital O, capital T, not impressed with speedrunners, okay? I don't care how level 25 you had, blah, 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 blah. Good for you. I am not impressed. Quit posting those comments, will you please? I mean, again, I shouldn't sound like such an asshole to the few viewers I have, but, yeah. You have your way of playing the game, and I have mine. And obviously, the two are not one and the same, so to speak. So, yeah, enough said on that. Just suffice to say, I'm sick of reading that crap in almost every video for this series that I've posted so far. Talking on and on about how he did. Big frickin' deal. Too bad I don't have my camera on right now. You could just see the concern in my face as my eyes roll to the back of my skull. Yeah. Uh-oh. People went back to the lower level. Oop. They kind of drowned it, I guess. They did. Unless they managed to get back up as the waters were rising. Okay, where's... Okay, we've just been... Uh-huh. I was thinking this came up a little later, after the boss battle, but obviously not. Here we go. Like I said, we have seen this guy before. The roamers. Remember the scene where Kiefer decided to stay behind with that girl he met there? Yeah. Uh-huh. Our failed attempt at reviving their so-called god, the quote-unquote almighty, who obviously is not so almighty because he lost. He was defeated. How quote-unquote almighty can he be when he was defeated? Wink, 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 wink. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, you remember him? Florin, I think was his name. The one that was so jealous whenever Kiefer was around that girl he taught, well, his fiancée. Yeah. So this is him. Much older, obviously. So I would say somewhere between 30 to 50 years at least have passed since the last time we saw him. But then again, this is a video game and people can age differently than they would in real life, so... Yeah. Well, yeah, that's obviously why we're here. We're not here to be reacquainted with you. Well, I wonder why we remind you of them. Let's think about this for a second. Could it be that we are? Oh, no, that I guess, I guess it's reasonable for him to be skeptical about that. I mean, again, 30 to 50, however many years they don't specify, have passed since then. We'd be old normally we'd be older like he is now, but we're still naturally we're still the exact same age because of the time travel involved. Anyways. So yeah, normal for him to not realize that we are, in fact, the very same people that helped him all those videos ago now. Well, almost. Kiefer was still with us yet then, but well, at least until that whole scenario was over, when we were on our way back home afterwards is when Kiefer dropped, the news that he was staying behind. Which I hate, by the way. Like I said back then, you're supposed to how you supposed to care about the party members when they're always changing, like in Final Fantasy IV or even Final Fantasy VII. Even my favorite RPG of all time is guilty of that to some extent. How are you supposed to get any? How are you supposed to care about the party members when they're always changing on you? You get used to one person, and then they're gone. They either die or, like Kiefer in this game, they leave you behind. They fall in love and leave you. Never to be seen again. I mean, at least in this game, thanks to the job class system, you could just put another character in with the same abilities. Kiefer, well, of course, Kiefer left before we got to the All Trades Abbey, so that, yeah. But still, at least with this game's job class system, when one party member leaves, you can just give another person those same abilities, and there you go. It's pretty much like that person was still there. Same with Final Fantasy VII and the materia setups. But in games like Final Fantasy IV, where that's not the case, every party member has different attacks, different abilities, magic spells. You get used to one party, then you get a different one with Edward the useless bard, and oh good God, no. Not him. No. Anybody but him. Anybody in the entirety of video game history besides Edward the bard. I cringe just mentioning his name. I mean, again, to be fair, granted, I haven't replayed the game since then to test that theory, but I have heard, like I've said before in previous videos, that his running away mechanic is based on if he's on the lower health, the less health he has left, the more likely he is to run away in battles and hide. Which would make sense since the times he did that, going all the way back to my first playthrough of that game when it first came out on the Super Nintendo as Final Fantasy II. Yeah. So if that truly is the case, then it's partially my fault, not the game by design. Had I known that back then, I would have healed him up more often, and yeah. So to be fair, my bad experiences with Edward may have been partially of my own design, so to speak. Yeah. Big deal, I'll just sell this stupid thing anyways. Actually, no. This time around, I might actually need it for once. For once in a Dragon Quest game, I actually might need this thing. Because we're probably going to have a ton of random battles between where I'm standing right now to the boss that they showed on in cutscenes earlier, that fish, whatever. A lot of battles I'm probably going to have to fight through, which means I'm probably going to go through a lot of MP for either healing or boom spells, so yeah. What do you know, I might actually use this thing for once in a Dragon Quest game instead of getting in and, oh god, just that stupid item, I think I'll sell it. And I always do, every time. I mean, to be fair, for people who don't love grinding as much as I do, when you're going to have a lot less MP to work with from the get-go, so yeah, you're going to need that extra MP restoration. Whereas me, not so much so. I mean, keeping in mind, I'm usually usually so highly over-leveled, I got more than enough MP to spare. And plus, with how over-leveled I am, I usually don't have to rely on magic as much to begin with, so I'm not using as much MP, so yeah. In other words, let me rephrase that. For a normal RPG gamer, the prayer ring is a very useful item indeed. But for me, Mr. Over-leveled, nah, I always sell the damn thing. But again, of course, this might be the one and only rare exception where I actually do end up using that. Since I'm probably going to need MP replenishment at least once or twice between now to the boss fight. Which, holy really? Really? It's already been almost 40 minutes since I started. Never mind, I've been over that grind many times already. Just why does time always pass by so fast once I start recording these videos? It's already been 40 minutes. Crapola. Alright, well, that'll do it for this video. We'll see you next time as we attempt to go after or go fight that Gracchos, however you pronounce that boss name. Might get to him in the next video, but we'll see. Probably won't be till the video after that, but or at least the actual battle with him. Okay, what's going on here? Sound cut out for a second. Weird. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching. And one more thought on that person I was talking about earlier. Like I said, I know I shouldn't talk so, about the few people who actually are watching these videos. Just, please, dude, you have your way of playing the game and I have mine. And obviously, judging from your massive amounts of comments, they are not one and the same. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, and bye. I get to have fun trying to... anyway.